Namaste. Now, this is a poem of a different kind. That was 1900. This is 1909 to 1910. It is, if I am not mistaken, it is to his niece that it was written, but I may be mistaken about that. But again, it is written for all of us in a way. To R on her birthday. So, the his should not feel bad because we are all her in front of to R on her birthday. Here he brings out that profounder truth of birthday. The repetition of thy gracious years brings back once more thy natal morn. Upon the crest of youth thy life appears, a wave upborne. So it is when there is the youthfulness and the life is on the upbeat swing. So he's saying that this is the day when once more that morning when you were born has, like people think time moves forward. It's a linear understanding of time. Time moves in a cyclical way because space is cyclical. Meaning thereby that though there is a linearity, the same moment will never repeat again in the same way. The same experience will never repeat in the same way. I think somebody had posted a message also. It'll never repeat the same way. But it will come back so that we can improve upon it and, it is like a help given to us. We have missed a boat. For whatever reason, we were asleep. Now, after a time, the boat comes back. Now is the time to jump into it. If you miss the moment, then it will come back again after a year. But imagine if you jumped in the boat. So it has to be seen like that. The ferry has gone across and every year it comes back and says, now are you ready? Are you ready to come? Are you willing? And then you say yes and plunge into it. Amid the hundreds thronging ocean's floor, a wave upon the crowded sea, with regular rhythm pushing towards the shore, our life must be. Now look at the beauty of this 4 lines. Hundreds are there, moving in that vast ocean of delight, ocean of existence, ocean of consciousness. Satchidananda manifest as creation. Hundreds, thousands, millions. It's not relevant who is going where. We have to reach the shore. That's our goal. Where others are going, are they going to the shore? Are they collapsing? They are rising. Why waste time in looking at all this? We have to push towards the shore. That's all that is important. What is that shore? The divine, towards whom we are going. That's how a life must be with regular rhythm. Again, not like one day very nice resolution. I'll read today's Savitri, today's birthday, I'll read something. From tomorrow, I'll go back to my old ways. No, irregularity in life about whatever we are doing. It's steadiness that gives results. Not this kind of sudden outburst of activity followed by days of lethargy. It's steadiness. It's a tremendous quality. The mother has appreciated it very much. Regularity and punctuality and steadiness. This actually brings results. Rather than, 2 days there is a fit of... I'll do sadhana, sitting for meditation for hours. Then after 2 days, again you are 2 days eating like an ogre and, sleeping, sleeping like Kumbhakarna and going into despair. Shobindu writes about Dilip Kumar Roy, when he would go. So he is asked, what is his problem? He says, because he's not steady. For a few days he'll just enjoy life, everything. Then suddenly he will say that I want to become a sannyasi, I want to shave my heads. Wear a sannyasi chola and go away. That's not how sadhana is done. Steadiness. So he's saying steadily, regular rhythm. So there should be a regularity of rhythm in life. That's that basic discipline. The power that moves it is the ocean's force. Don't forget. Don't be in the illusion that you are the one who is deciding and moving. It's the ocean's force. It's the divine Shakti which is moving all of us. We may know it or not know it. When we say it's me, I am doing everything, and then only when there is a crisis we say, God, please help me. He was always there behind you, but hidden by the veil of the Yog Maya. How does it hide? It gives the illusion of I am the doer. So then obviously at that point of time suddenly you'll say, but my child, I have only been doing whatever. You are the spoil sport. But if you trusted me, so the power that moves it is the ocean's force, invincible, eternal, free. That's how the divine Shakti works, invincible. To the faith in man and the divine Shakti, nothing is impossible, should be in those words. This idea that it cannot be done, it's not possible. She is invincible. Once she decides and determines, no power on earth can stop it. And then the second word is used, eternal. You may think that in this time, what will happen if that moment goes? She is eternal and she acts in freedom. She doesn't care about our understanding about ourselves. The whole world may say you are a fallen man, but the divine has marked Jagai and Madhai, they are going to be saints. The whole world may say that you are, persecuting Saul of Tarsus, no? He was persecuting the Christians. But God chose to reveal himself to him on the battlefield. And he's surprised. He becomes one of the greatest saints of Christianity. In fact, Christianity owes itself to him. Whatever good or bad one may debate about it. Saint Paul. But that is how he can come. So he doesn't go by our ideas. The divine chooses. The grace bloweth where it listeth. Why it chooses some and not, or keeps others in preparation, only the grace knows. So it acts in a freedom, she acts in a freedom. And by that impulse, it pursues its course inevitably. We may think we are the ones we are doing, but it is the divine fulfilling himself in us and through us. So in that sense, it is true that every birth is the birth of the divine. That's how mother says in one of her birthdays, she says, you know what? I feel like wishing everyone bon fête, bon fête, bon fête. It's everybody's birthday. Because it's a tremendous, it's not only one person, it's the divine journeying through X, through Y, through Z. And so in that sense, it is going to reach its own goal. Divine has planned everything for himself. But then this is the process. We too, so he is giving that example and then bring back to us, we too, by the eternal might are led to whatsoever goal he wills. I may have set my own agenda of life. He is waiting. Kar lo, kya agenda hai tumhara? And one day he will come and you want to become a king, you are just about to catch the throne and you are back to dust. Another person who says, sir, I want to be at your feet only. Suddenly he makes you a king. So divine, he fulfills himself to whatsoever goal he wills. Our helm he grasps, our generous sail outspread, his strong breath fills. So we are on a ship in the ocean and he's saying, our helm he grasps. He holds the helm, at the helm of affairs. It is he who knows where the ship will go. And the sail and the breath, all is he. Look at the beauty of this. Everything. Not only the helm he is grasping, the ship is under his control. The sail which will help us to sail. And the breath and the winds, all is he. Exulting in the grace and strength of youth, pursue the ocean's distant bound. See, he is revealing us to we have become so much fearful in life. It's a tragedy. Afraid of everything. ये करेंगे तो क्या होगा? If we do this, what will happen? If I do that, what will happen? It's a very beautiful one poem of, Sufi poet where he says, तू आतिशे दोजख से डराता है उन्हें. You are scaring me of hell. Fires of hell. तो आतिशे, this is a high state. It's not like तो आतिशे दोजख. Atish is fire and dojak is hell. So he is telling the priest, तो आतिशे दोजक से डराता है उन्हें जो आग को पी जाते हैं पानी करके. They have drunk fire. They are beings of fire. See, one of the sign of that, and it's there in Sikh scripture when they describe the 10 qualities of the Lord. One of them is Nirbhayo. And there's a saying in the Upanishad, Brahman is afraid of nothing. And the sign of somebody who's identified with Brahman is that he's afraid of nothing. That's how Swami Vivekananda described Brahman. Nirbhay. So when you have no shrinking, now Upanishad doesn't use the word bhaya, it says jugupsate. When you shrink from nothing, shrinking is because of fear. When you shrink from nothing, you are one with that. So this is the ancient Aryan ideal. To pursue life with fullness. Pursue the ocean's distant bound, trusting the pilot's voice, the master's ruth that rings us round. You are born for this. Do this, fulfill it. You will succeed, maybe. You will fail, maybe. But you would have had the joy of living the true life, the life which you are meant to live. Look at Rembrandt. Mother gives that example. In his own life, he never became famous. But today people swear by his name when it comes to, sculpture and painting. Now, this is the stuff of which greatness is made. Do fulfill for which you are there. It doesn't matter. You may live, you may die, you may succeed, you may get wealth, you may not get wealth, but you have lived a true life. So, rejoice. Be happy. Why should we be happy, Lord? So He is giving us a reason to be happy. Rejoice and fear not for the waves that swell. Lord, flood all around. You are asking us to be happy. Rejoice and fear not for the waves that swell, the storms that thunder, winds that sweep. What is the security? What is the assurance? What is the safety? My phone is also lost. I can't even call the doctor. If there is a crisis, there is hotline given to us, which has been made easier. We don't even have to say Om and learn all the techniques. Oma. Just call Ma. Call it from the heart, Ma. That's it. I need you, Ma. Where are you? And she will manage because she's mother. She's not Omkar. Omkar is impersonal, universal, majestic. Om will say, how does it matter? Shivoham, Shivoham. तो डूब गया तो डूब गया, तो बच गया तो बच गया. Ma doesn't. Ma will rush. Look at the beauty of this mantra, Ma. So, rejoice and fear not for the waves that swell, the storms that thunder, winds that sweep. Always our captain holds the rudder well. He does not sleep. Just to know that my boat is in his hands. There is a little story where a king and his queen, they are going in a boat and suddenly they get capsized. There is a storm and everybody is dying and this lady is full of fears. He says, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? So the king takes out his sword from the sheath and puts it on her neck and says, you know what? I am going to kill you. She laughs and says, don't joke. She says, why? Are, how will you kill me? You are my husband, you love me so much. He says, this much you understand, but you don't understand that God loves us. This you understand, that you are showing the sword, but actually you will not kill me. Look, the attitude. She will show us drishyam. But behind the storm and the thunder, when there is storm and the thunder, say, Ar Kali Sakshat hoy gelo. Mother Kali, bless me. When Kali comes now, don't start being either afraid or run for cover. Who runs for cover? The Rakshasas. She will put a finger and pull you out. All that is required is Gatistvam, Gatistvam, Gatistva Bhavani. Thou art Kali, naked and garlanded. Fierce. So what do you do in front of Mother Kali? Ma, take me. That's it. And she'll do all this. She is the intensest heart of the mother's love. Will she ever abandon a child? Even a human mother won't so. She is a divine mother. How can we even imagine? Sometimes God tests us as if He has no other work to do. Ask God, He will say, Arey, I have become you. I don't need to test you. It's all quirky ideas in your mind. He's testing us. There are cosmic forces who think like that. But as far as if you ask me, I am you. You don't know it. But I know you fully. I know all your strength, weaknesses, everything. So, Always our captain holds the rudder well. He does not sleep. It is he who is piloting the boat. If in the trough of the enormous sea thou canst not find the sky for spray, you can't even see the sky, the stars, all is dark and dank and it's like despair and gloom. What we should do at that moment, Lord? If in the trough of the enormous sea thou canst not find the sky for spray, fear never. First thing is, don't fear. Fear is a sign of distrust in the grace. Fear never, for our sun is there with thee by night and day. See this famous Yagnavalk story. What is that light by which we live when the sun shines not? The moon. When the moon shines not, the stars, when the stars are gone, the fire, when the fire is extinguished, the light of the self. And where does that light comes of the self comes from? And then Yagnaval says, don't ask too many questions, Gargi. Now your head will roll off. So it is about that this is beyond the mind. Just know that there is a light within us which carries us through the darkest moments of life. There is no darkness that this light cannot pierce. Nothing. So many times you read mother's writing, she speaks about inconscient as if she had a promenade and coming back. She says, I've gone there number of times, and it's like she writes it like that, but what it means really. She's walked into the pit. So they know this very well. Even if you are in the pit and call Ma, she will not say, I don't know where you are. She'll say, my child, I know. You know what? I have only dangled you. I'll pull you out and I'll come there. She writes in that prayer, no, that for the sake of thy work I have descended into the horror of the abyss. So pit is ingratitude. Pit is lust for power. Pit is greed for money. Mother's definition. So pit is not outwardly, we don't understand. Pit is want of faith. She has used the word faith is spent. Lack of aspiration. This is pit. Outwardly everything may be nice, but that is the pit. But one call Ma, she says, one call and a whole destiny can be faced. She has used this. She says sometimes even what is called as utkat karma, destiny which has to be, no power can face. She says sometimes just a call and aspiration, one moment is enough. You may have forgotten after that. But he has registered and he will make sure that things change. And she says even if not call, even faith is enough. These are her words. That sometimes you are caught up in a state where you don't know and life presents all kinds of picture. You may be having an intractable illness or so it seems. You are troubled by something, environment. And one moment you have called. Now, calling is your wish. If the divine comes, you can't tell him go. He doesn't go by your saying. He stays. He will decide. Now when he is there, he starts changing. You may have called for one reason. But now that was only an excuse to call the divine. He put you through that so that you may call because you were not calling. So this is the law to link up connection. So he put you through that. The moment you call, it was nothing to do with illness. Your illness is gone. But he says, yes, now I have come. So you say, but Lord, I am cured. It doesn't matter. That's okay. So what next? I am there. So what will happen in my life? Now what will happen is what I want. You forget about what you wanted. Now it's my baby. So this is how, and nothing I am saying which is an, outward. These are facts of life of so many people who have led this life. You ask them and they will tell you, fear never, for our sun is there with thee by night and day. So you'll say, but Lord, sometimes I see people sink. The boat is crashed. You are saying this sounds very good. Good philosophy. But in reality, I see that sometimes storms come, overtake, and person dies in a young age, in a middle age, in old age, or whenever. So what about that? So he says, even those who sink in the victorious flood, where do they sink? Into his breast. What is so much hullabaloo about sinking, fall, death? Where will they go? That little story when somebody asked, Shobindu, that book by Satprem, Adventure of Consciousness, start with this story. that a king asks in his court, saying that, man, I am greater than God. So nobody has wants to say anything, because if they say in favor, then they'll displease God. If they say God is greater, then the king is displeased. King is the immediate threat. So what to do? So a child says, yes, king, you are indeed greater. Yes. So tell them, they are unsure. Tell me, what is it? Why you say I am greater? Because you can do something which God cannot do. See? Intelligent boy. बेटा कौन से स्कूल में पढ़ते हो? Convent school. Because convent school, God is there, no, out there. Sanatan Dharma school is everywhere. But the child has studied in Sanatan Dharma school. So what does he say? King, if you are annoyed with somebody, you can cast him out of your kingdom. But God cannot do it, because his kingdom is everywhere. Because he was studying in a Sanatan Dharma school. So he knew this secret. So he told him, you can do something which God cannot do. So this is how it is, that where do they go? Into his breast. He who to some gives victory, joy and good, to some gives rest. What is death? To a yogin, to an aspirant? Nothing. God is saying, come back, take a little rest. Chill. Chill, baby. So you go there and you say, okay, Lord. Then what happens? मुझे बेखुदी की तूने बड़ी भली चाशनी चटाई. So he says, come, I'll give you some nice honey with milk. So you take it and you are in mother's lap and you say, nice mama, you'll sleep nicely. Then when the time is ready, he has done all the engineering inside you. Somebody died, so mother said, what I had to do. He will come back taking leap of 3 births. So how come ma? Said, he had a problem, intractable problem which he couldn't solve in this life. I have removed that part from him. In next life he'll come freed from that, so he'll take a leap. Divine is divine. He can do everything. He can operate in whatever way, because everything is his. So he says, where will they go? They will go into his breast. And what will they do there? They will rest for some time while the world is going on. Then again they will come into the battle and the victory and the journey. But after that, he is telling that child, but thou look to the radiant days that wait. But you don't think of all that storm and thunder and sinking. Why do you think of all this? It's not necessary. Why? Because when we turn to the divine, there is only one way, the sunlit way. Sri Aurobindo said, mother never wanted anybody to go through suffering. This is absolutely wrong idea that mother wants us to go through suffering. She says that in the letter, my child, I do not want anybody to go through suffering. I want people to come to me smiling, cheerful, happy. Why should she want? Suffering is one of the asuras, by the way. Why should she want us to become an asura and then... Suffering is not needed for progress. But if it comes, we should face it with the right attitude. That's all she has said. One should not want suffering. It's a perversity to want suffering. So she wants us to be happy. When somebody asked her mother, we had porcelain, thalis earlier, plates. Now somebody has donated steel. So nice. We are so happy. No, my child, I am not happy. I want my children to have in plates of gold. This is the Divine Mother, Raj Rajeshwari. She doesn't want us to suffer all this nonsense straight away. But thou look to the radiant days that wait. Why? Because she has turned to the divine. Shri Krishna says it in his own way. Name pranashyati. He who has turned to me, I never abandon. Mother goes to what levels? She says, somebody whom even for a moment I have seen, I hold myself responsible for the person even if he has revolted and gone away. Can we imagine that? But thou look to the radiant days that wait, beyond the driving rain and storm. Rain and storm will come in life, don't worry. Look beyond. Look to the spring that is coming, beyond the rain, beyond the driving rain. Look at the language. Driving rain, it's driving us forward, sweeping us, purification. Beyond the driving rain and storm, I have seen the vision of a happier fate, brightening thy form. It's true for all of us. I have seen the vision of a brighter fate. You are meant to be that. Resplendent being, resplendent one. We are not meant to be forever lying on the floor of earth. We are meant to be even as the gods, radiant form. So, what should be our attitude towards life? Confident of His grace. Expect His will. मेरा ये एजेंडा है, मेरा वो, भगवान आपका क्या करना है, करना तो आपको ये. सी, इट्स लॉजिकल. द मोस्ट लॉजिकल थिंग प्रेयर इज, लॉर्ड लेट दाई विल बी डन. वाई? अल्टीमेटली इज गोइंग टू डू हिज विल ओनली. सो पहले से ही बोल दो, सरेंडर लॉर्ड, लेट योर विल बी डन. करोगे तो आप अपना मन का, हमारा तो सुनोगे नहीं, और सुन लोगे तो और पता नहीं कौन से रास्ते से विल को. सो माइट एज वेल इन द बिगिनिंग ओनली आई एम सेइंग, you do your will, Baba. So he's saying, confident of His grace, expect His will, let Him lead, though hidden be the bone. So he'll say, but I don't know what is divine will. Yes, I know. Hardly anyone knows. Even Arjuna didn't know. Because all these intellectual ideas, philosophies, theories. So he says, yeah, I know that you don't know. But trust. Hidden be the bone. You don't know. Expect His will. Meaning thereby, whatever happens in life, you have taken that attitude. Let thy will be done. And you receive it as coming from the divine. Mother says, if you receive everything as coming from the grace, then indeed it turns out to be so. Just we have to receive everything as His prasad. It may be good seemingly, it may be sad even, doesn't matter. Prasad. Let Him lead, though hidden be the bone. See Him in all that happens. Whether it seems good or evil to men's eyes, always for good the eternal will can work. Savitri. We have been reading that, no? See Him in all that happens. That fulfill for which thou wert born. That's the only thing we have to remember, why we are born, and just to live that life. Inevitably, spontaneously, naturally, as flower spreads its sweetness and fragrance around, as the sun gives light, as the river gives water and flows, as the tree grows big and offers its fruits to earth, as the earth bears all beings, so we have to just lead our life based on what we are meant for. Each one is different, has to manifest something or the other of the divine. But for me, there are no comparison. But for me, what your will is, let that be fulfilled within us. What your purpose is, may that be fulfilled within us. See Him, last 4 lines we'll read, then stop. Confident of His grace, expect His will. Let Him lead, though hidden be the bone. See Him in all that happens, that fulfill for which thou wert born. Namaste.